If you're looking to create a set of financial projections for a real estate agency, whether it's a startup or an existing agency that you're looking to expand, and you need some projections maybe for potential investors or lenders, or just really for internal cash flow planning, then you've come to the right place because we have built a financial projection spreadsheet template built specifically for real estate brokerages, agencies. And I'm going to walk you through how the template works, how to use it to create a set of income statement, cash flow, and balance sheet projections for up to 5 years for your business. So before I jump into the template, just a little bit background. My name is Adam Huxema. I'm the co-founder of Projection Hub. And over the last decade, we've helped thousands of entrepreneurs create financial projections for all sorts of different industries. And today we're specifically focused on this real estate industry. And I'm going to put a link to the template in the description of the video below, so you can go grab the template and follow along there. And then, of course, if you have any questions along the way, just leave a comment in the comment section. We'll be sure to help out. All right, with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so I'm starting on the At a Glance tab here. And what we want to see here is kind of a high level, some key data points and summary data. So you've got your profit and loss at a glance for the next 5 years. And you have a number of key data points like the average number of realtors you have, the total sales per realtor, average purchase price of properties, average realtor commission per property, and so on, right? So you're also going to get a income statement summary, a 5-year income statement summary, 5-year cash flow summary, a 5-year balance sheet summary, and then the income statement, cash flow, and balance sheet all broken down by month for each of the 5 years. So you get that monthly level detail as well as the high level annualized numbers. Now, in order to produce these reports, so we have a little bit of work to do. So I'm going to go through our various input tabs here in blue. So we're going to start with our input assumptions tab here. And we're saying, hey, we're going to put in $25,000 of initial investment. So let's assume this is kind of your initial personal investment that you put into the business. And you can also set a starting cash balance for the start of the projections. You can put accounts receivable and accounts payable terms. So this basically just means you get paid when the sale of the house happens, right? So you're not waiting to get paid later. Accounts payable, this it just means you're paying most of your bills, or saying 80% of your bills you're paying in the month that the expense was incurred, 20% with a 1 month delay. Now you could adjust this if for some reason, you think you have terms with your suppliers or agents or something where you have more of a delay on your expenses. You could change those percentages there. All right, we also have the ability to add in fixed assets. So if perhaps you own your own office, you could actually put in a building. In this example, we have leasehold improvements. So we're kind of assuming you're renting an office and then have put in $60,000 worth of leasehold improvements here with a life expectancy of 10 years. And we're going to spend $10,000 in furniture for the office here as well. And then we are also assuming we're going to get an SBA loan to help us with the business. So $150,000. We probably better raise these interest rates. They're much higher these days. And so that's what we're going to do on the Input Assumptions tab. Now we're going to move over to the Input Realtors tab. Now here you have the ability to input individual agents. And you can put, projected start date, whether that's currently or in the past, or I should say in the future or in the past, a starting annual base salary, the percent commission that the agent is going to get. So, your agency might get, let's say 6% or 3% of a deal, or, whatever that might be. And then this is what percentage commission the agent is going to actually receive. And then we also have a breakdown of what percentage of the leads that the agent is getting are buyers versus sellers. And then we can put in these number of referrals per month by year for each agent. So this is kind of how many referrals or leads are they getting each month. So then this will kind of give you that breakdown of the total buyer leads and the total seller leads. And we can actually then break that down. This is in total, but if you wanted to see this by agent, you could see that by agent. So we see this agent is not starting until month 9, 2023, so September of 2023. So we see that when we selected agent 2, we have no leads for the first 8 months, but then in month 9, we see those leads start to come in, right? So that's how that works. And then we can just see some additional calculations here on then what the average commission rate, the commissions paid out would be based on those assumptions. And if you plan to give a raise on the base salaries for those agents, you can do that here. And you also have your employer paid taxes and benefits here per realtor. All right, so let's go to our input revenue tab. Now here is where we're gonna work on the agency as a whole, right? So we're saying we're gonna spend some amount on monthly ad spend to try to drive leads to the business. The agency itself is paying for leads. The individual agents might also be getting referrals of their own, right? So you have kind of leads from different sources here. So we have these total paid leads, but then also leads that are coming directly from the agent's network. And so then we can break down percentage of leads that are buyers versus sellers. And then we have our paid buyer leads and our agent buyer leads. So again, these are those leads that are coming from the agent's referral network that they built on their own, right? So that gives us our total number of leads. And we'll say what percentage of buyer leads end up actually purchasing a home. Okay, we've set that as 10% of our leads in this particular month are going to end up actually closing a transaction with an average property price here of $600,000. And then the total commission earned, and this is the entire commission, right? So the agency might earn 3% and then have to pay out the agent's individual commission there as well, right? So on that example, right, we've got $105,000 in commissions coming to the agency, but then $70,000 of that is going to be paid out to the agents. All right, now on the seller side, again, we have paid sellers, total leads, and conversion rate of leads into listings. And then, those listings actually being sold. We can see the same calculations here, right? And just to clarify, we should say total number of listings sold and number of leads converted into sold listings, because you're only going to get paid if it sells, right? So just to clarify that. All right, so moving on to our input other expenses tab here, we can put in just general operating expenses. So things like accounting, general liability insurance, and rent, and utilities, various operating expenses for the business. And then we'll have the ability to add in salary positions. So this would be, receptionist, maybe for the office, any back office, admin. You can add in this scaling labor here. And what happens here is if we need to expand this column just a little bit. So basically, as the business grows, you may need to add additional employees. So assistants or back office admin that you can start in future months here. And then what you would do here is you'd say the maximum sales per month per employee. So essentially what's going to happen is for every 20 transactions, you'll add another realtor assistant. For every 30 transactions, you'll add another admin. And so that's the way this is set up. So it'll kind of automatically add in these positions as the agency grows. And you can set the number of sales per month per employee that you want to have here. You don't have to use this section. You could always just zero this out as well if it's too complex for your situation. And then this is where you can just enter in an owner draw. So if you, as the owner, maybe not taking a salary, but you want to take out some sort of owner draw and have that reflected in the model, you can do that here. All right, and so that brings us all the way back to where we started on our At a Glance tab, and will give us the full picture here. So, this is what should hopefully be helpful to you as you're trying to raise capital, whether that's from lenders or investors. These are the types of reports and the pro forma financials that they're going to want to see. So again, if you have any need for customization or just help trying to get this filled out for your unique scenario, don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. We can try to help walk through that. You can also leave a comment in the comment section of the video below. And again, we've put a link to this template in the description of the video below, so you can go grab that there. We'll also put a link to a form where you can fill the form out to get a discount on this particular template as a thank you for making it here to the end of the video. So we appreciate that and hope you'll be able to take advantage of that. All right, I think that's all we've got for you today. So if you have any questions, just let us know. Thanks.